Hey folks, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be learning about lists. Let's get started. All right, so what are lists? We spoke about numbers, we spoke about strings, we spoke about booleans. So what are lists, right? So basically list, you can think about it as a data structure where you're allowed to store multiple values. So let's say you want to store all of the days of the week. Like let's just start with 2 days, right? Let's say Monday and then Tuesday, right? And then we close it. So basically the way you create a list is by opening a square bracket and then putting the values in it and closing the square brackets. And then when you press it up, a list has been created. So we create it again, and let's say you want to access only the first value. So how do we do that? We say, okay, take only the 0th value. I'll explain this in a bit. So what should get printed here? Only the first value should get printed, which is Monday. Amazing. So what if you want to get the last value? You say 1, and then what gets printed is the second value. So in everyday life, when you have a list of things, you usually start with 1, right? Okay, Monday is the first day of the week, Tuesday is the second day of the week. However, in majority of the programming languages, everything starts with the 0th index. So the place, first place, second place, third place, in programming languages, the word index is usually used. So the 0th index is usually the first value. So as we said here, what we're trying to access here is the 0th index, which is the very first value of the list, which is Monday. And then the second value, this is in the first index. So that will be Tuesday. So let's try this with more values, right? So let's add Wednesday. And then we try to get the first value, like the first index, which basically means the second place. So you'll get Tuesday as well. And then if you want to do that, since we have increased the number of values in the list, you can access the second index as well. So this will give you Wednesday. What happens if you try to access an index that doesn't exist? So in this case, we have only 3 values, but you're trying to access the 4th value in the list. This will give us an error. So usually it will say index error, list index out of the range. So let's say there are multiple values in it, right? So Thursday. Imagine that the list is really, really big, okay? And then you don't really want to count how many values there are, but you want to get the last value. The way you get the last value, and this usually works only for like the last element, we say -1. -1 basically means take a last value from the end of the list. So that'll give you Thursday. Even if we say just give us the 3rd index value, that will still work. Yeah, you see? So basically the last value can be obtained either using the -1 index, which means access the last value and give that to me, or starting from left to right, which in this case is the 3rd index. So this was, we're playing around with strings. You can also create a list of numbers. Let's do that. Let's say 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Right, so this is a list, and the way we create a list is by opening the square bracket, putting all the values that we care about, and then close a bracket, right? So that is a list. If you want to access the last value, as I said, -1, you get the last value, you get the 6th value. There are 7 elements in the list, but because the index starts with 0, we have 1 at 0th index, 2 at the first index, and so on. And we try to get the 6th value. You get 7, which is on the list. What else can we play around with? Yeah, so basically that's that. You create a list and you can access the elements within the list by using their index. And please remember that index always in Python start with 0. Awesome. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video. I really appreciate that. It definitely keeps me motivated to make more videos. Thanks so much. I'll see you all soon. Peace.